Hi, my name is Lauren Mixa, and I'm a 4th grade teacher at Mechanicsville Elementary. Today, we are going to locate decimals on a number line up to the 10th place. Let's take a look at our first decimal. When looking at my decimal, I can see that I have 0 whole numbers because there is a 0 in my ones place. And I can see that I have 7/10. So this decimal would be read as 0 and 7/10, or just 7/10. Now, in order to locate this decimal on my number line, I need to decide how many equal pieces to partition my whole into. 4th grade students apply their knowledge of fractions to make this decision. The decimal 7/10 can also be written as the fraction 7/10. Looking at the fraction, I can see that there are 10 equal pieces in my whole, and I have 7 out of those 10. This can also be seen in my decimal. I have 7/10 out of a total of 10/10. So I know that my number line needs to be partitioned into 10 equal pieces. I'll start my number line with 0, and I'll end my number line with 1 whole or 10/10. Now, partitioning this number line can be a little tricky for 4th graders. So the next step I'll take is to cut my number line in half. And I'll label this hash mark 5/10. Now I know I need 10 equal pieces, so now I'll look at each half, and I'll divide each half into 5 equal pieces using 4 hash marks. And I'll do this as equally as I can. 2, 3, 4. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now my next step is to finish labeling my number line. My first hash mark will be 1/10, then 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. I already have 5/10. Now 6/10, 7/10, 8/10. 9/10, and 1 whole or 10/10. Okay, now my job was to locate 7/10 on my number line. So I can clearly see that this is where 7/10 would be on the number line. So all I need to do is put some sort of mark to show that I found that location. So I'm just going to put just a little circle where that would be on the number line. Let's try that with another decimal. This time I have the decimal 3 2/10. Now looking at this decimal, I can see that it's already a little different than my last decimal, 7/10, because this time I have 3 wholes in my ones place. Now again, we can apply our knowledge of fractions to decide how to partition our number line. The decimal 3 2/10 would be the same as the fraction 3 wholes and 2/10. So again, I will partition my number line into 10 equal pieces. This time, I'll start my number line with 3, and I'll end my number line with 4. And the reason I'm doing this is because I can see that I have 3 wholes, so that's why I'm starting my number line with 3. But because I have these 2/10 attached to my wholes, I know that it's greater than 3 wholes, so I'll end my number line with 4 wholes. Again, my first step will be to divide my number line in half, and this time I'll label this hash mark 3 5/10 because I have my 3 wholes. Again, I'll divide this first half of my number line into 5 equal pieces, the best that I can. And then again on this side. And something I always remind my 4th graders to do is just double check to make sure that they have 10 equal pieces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equal pieces. So now I'll finish labeling my number line. This time this first hash mark will be 3 1/10, then 3 2/10, 3 3/10, 3 4/10, 3 5/10, 3 6/10, 3 7/10, 3 8/10, 3 9/10, and then 4 wholes. Now again, I just have to show the location of 3 2/10 on my number line, and I can see that that's here. And I'll go ahead and mark that hash mark. Today you have learned how to locate decimals to the tens place on a number line.